AITA for asking my younger cousin to pay after he deleted my Minecraft world. My cousin, 8 meters, asked me at a family gathering to play using my computer and I agreed. I told him to just not delete any games I had on it. However, he wanted to play Fortnite, but my computer had not enough space. He then asked me if he could delete any games. I specifically told him not to do so. However, he still deleted Minecraft. When I heard the news, I was enraged. I asked him why he did that, and he said that Minecraft was for babies and that Fortnite was better. I had spent more than 2 years on a server, and he had just simply deleted it. I then went to his mum to inform her. She called me childish for playing Minecraft, and that I was better off without it. I was fuming. I demanded that she pay me $35 for the damages. She told me off, and then proceeded to scold me when I didn't let my cousin play on my computer anymore. She called it daylight robbery that I was charging her. So rude it, AITA. Info: did he delete the server on the website or the game from the computer? If he deleted it from the computer, your world should be safe. I've deleted it from my computer only to re-download it later, and my world was safe. I've done the same. Different accounts too, but my worlds were still there. Info: when you say you spent 2 years on a server, what do you mean? An actual multiplayer server? Or a Minecraft Realms server? The saved information for both of these is stored on the server, so any work you did will be perfectly safe where it is. So just re-download the game from Mojang with your account details, and you'll be sorted. Even if it's single player, uninstalling the game doesn't delete your saves. And Minecraft is a tiny ass game. I doubt it would clear up enough room for them to download Fortnite. This post seems like bait. Gonna be downvoted for this, but, you should have watched him more closely. He's 8 for crying out loud. And seeing as he deleted your game, not the server, you still have your 2 years worth of work. If you didn't want to risk it being deleted though, you never should have allowed cousin to play on your computer. AITA for the monetary demands. As far as I'm aware, it didn't cost you money to make it. It sucks to lose all that progress, but the demand feels extremely petty. Rather than being mad at a child and trying to get money from his mom, try to talk to the kid about games and how anyone can play any game they want at any age. Games are meant to be fun. You can also explain why what he did upset you. AITA: I know that it sucks, and I know he violated a boundary, but it's a child, for goodness sake. Stop trying to get money from his mom. It's a game. You haven't lost any money. If he would have dropped a glass of water, would you charge him for that too? He has done something wrong and the mother will handle that. If you don't want to talk to the mum ever again, and you value your Minecraft server over your family, which is very sad tbh, then charge them. But don't blame them for calling you an asshole then. Now, he's 8, and you can't out a cash value on a save game file. You're rightfully upset, but you left an 8-year-old alone with something valuable to you, which is a pretty poor choice. Check your recycle bin. NTA: if I took away someone's hobby and said it's just a hobby, get over it, I would be the a-hole. But when it's video games, it's fine. Video games are a valid hobby, right? Destroy someone's painting, you're an asshole. Delete someone's 10th generation Sims file, they shouldn't have wasted so much time anyways. Yes, this happened to me, and I'm still pissed. NTA: I think people don't give children enough accountability for their actions than they should. At 8 years old you are fully capable of making basic choices, and you have a good understanding of what the difference between right and wrong is, and you should have a brilliant understanding of the word no. That kid is old enough to understand that no means no, and I think we should stop using "oh has only 8" as an excuse. At the end of the day, the kid did something that you asked him not to. It doesn't matter what it is. They did something that you specifically said no to. That is wrong. They are old enough to understand what that means and they did it anyway. That is wrong. They should be punished for it. Kids like them will get away with a lot of things in the future. His parents need to teach him that no means no. I wouldn't ask for money, I would ask for an apology, and to make sure that he doesn't do anything like that again. He will think he can get away with more things in the future. By choices I mean you have the ability to choose whether you want to do something or not. Kids choose what games to play, they choose what they want to eat, they choose lots of things. The kid chose to do this after you told them no it wasn't, because has only 80 doesn't know any better. AITA for not letting my daughter move back in to escape her neglectful father. I divorced my husband Roger 10 years ago. Since then, he's been nothing more than a Disneyland dad to our 16-year-old daughter Anne. He got a really well-paying job recently and bought a gorgeous house with a pool and a very nice car instead of paying back child support. She'd been talking about moving in with him for months, saying how much fun she had at his house and how much she loved him. I could tell Roger didn't want that, but was letting me be the bad guy by saying he wanted her there, but I wouldn't allow it. After weeks of needling, I finally agreed to a 1-year trial period. She's been staying with him for over a month now, and she's begging to come home. Now that Anna's with him full time, he isn't trying to impress her. He's only buying her dollar store face wash, along with dollar store shampoo / conditioner / body wash instead of her expensive preferred brands. He's strict on clothes, so he took her crop tops and short shorts away, and she can only wear things that go below her knees. He doesn't cook and needs to make house and car payments, so instead of fresh homemade meals they eat dollar menu fast food items / frozen food every day. Her room is completely empty except for a bed and a dresser, because she was never meant to live there full time. He won't buy her anything else because he's a minimalist and hates clutter. She isn't in any danger, but she's living a bachelor's lifestyle. On top of it, it turns out Roger didn't think about neighborhood zoning, so instead of being driven to her old school in a Jaguar, she'll be stuck riding the bus to an entirely new school. She's begging me to come back, but I don't really want to let her. Now that she's gone, I can afford new clothes and to fix up the house and just relax. I don't have to scrimp and save just to hear about her father would be able to afford nicer things. She wants to come home, but I think since she wanted to live with her dad so badly she should stay there so I can relax for once. AITA for saying she has to stay the entire year with him. She's 16. If you're working so hard to keep your heads above water, then stop buying her expensive shampoo, etc. She can get a part-time job or odd jobs like dog walking to pay for her own luxuries. If you can't afford it, allow her to come back, but close your coin purse. Expensive treats are nice, but if you can't afford it then you simply can't afford it. It won't kill her. After eating fast food and living with nothing at her dad's, I think a slightly adjusted living situation would still be music to her ears. Also teach her to cook. If you haven't yet, you mentioned she's used to your home cooked meals. She'll need to learn for college anyway. 16 is a great age to learn. This is actually a wonderful idea. Thank you for this. White ear. So you think your daughter is being ridiculous because her father isn't pampering her anymore? For the record, his showering her with gifts seems manipulative, but you don't want her to come home because you can afford new clothes? Even if your daughter is completely spoiled, her father convinced her to move in without letting her know that she'd have to move schools at 16. For that alone, and because, you know, she's your daughter, you should let her come home. If you think she was spoiled before, I'm sure she'll have a whole new appreciation for you once she's out of there. Edit. Change to esh to include your ex. There's a difference between her having to wear Target jeans and me not getting to buy new clothes for 14 years. AITA grow the fuck up. So, just because her dad is neglecting her, that's a reason for you to also neglect her, so you can buy new clothes. You knew how her dad was, she didn't. She obviously learned her lesson. You're just pissy she wanted to live in his big house. You are incredibly cruel. Be a fucking parent. I'm pissy actually that I worked a meaning long hours to provide and be called cheap or cruel when her father is the reason we're living above the poverty line. If her father is so wonderful, why am I cruel for making her stay with him? NTA. As a mom of teenage girls, I get it. We love them to death, but they are emotionally and monetarily draining. They often don't get to see the whole story because we shield them from the uncomfortable parts, like your dad is really a frugal, conservative authoritarian. Enjoy your time. She is not being abused or neglected, it is just a different way of being raised. Maybe don't do the full year, but definitely enjoy your alone time. And when she does come back, go for the $8 bottle of shampoo. AITA, dear God. Go to the doctors, book an appointment, and get those tubes tied, because you should not be a parent. Then fucking swallow your ego, like you should have in the first place. Take back your kid from a neglected environment like a sane person. You popped one out, now you have to look after it. And stop trying to find people who are sympathetic to you. The only people who will be are the neglectful and self-centered people. Nah, she's not being abused. She's old enough to cook for herself if she doesn't like what dad makes/gets, and she's old enough to get a part-time job if she wants to buy whatever extras for herself. Gotta say though, I don't think your weirdly skewed spending when she lived with you is healthy. I suspect it's made her entitled and you very frustrated. I can see why she wanted to move in with her dad, considering the absolute contempt you have for your daughter in this post. She's 16. She can absolutely pick up on this. Your ex is also tough for manipulating her into thinking there was a parent who actually wanted her around when he also didn't. You're both resentful parents who are going to raise a resentful child. AITA. She is a 16-year-old girl whose dad got a fancy car, a big house and a pool. Of course she wanted to go there. She is a kid. Her mind isn't even fully developed yet and more. So she is your kid. Jesus Christ. Edit. From your replies you're even more the asshole. Your daughter has a bed and a dresser in her room and that's all. She has no agency to choose what she wears. Very important. She is eating dollar menu food or frozen food, not exactly bad, but not something that should be day in day out if possible. You chose to be a mother, and that means providing for your child/children. And guess what? They don't even have to appreciate it. They don't have to be thankful for it. Because they didn't choose to be born. And you're supposed to provide for them. Sigh. There's so much built up resentment in your text. Let it out. Let it go. It's hard being the bigger person, but the payback is so much bigger. Your daughter now has newfound appreciation for your efforts, and I hope you don't let it go to waste. People like to bang on parents that their first and primary duty is to take care of their kid. But parents are human too, and need care and nurture to continue functioning. I get that you haven't felt appreciation for your sacrifice and efforts, but your kid needs you. Communicate with her, tell her what you feel, and let her recognize your efforts. Set your boundaries for your mental health. Good luck, friend, and I hope you mend your relationship with your daughter. I would have said NTA if you had let her learn the lesson by living there a bit, then letting her move back in. But now that you're knowingly letting your 16-year-old be neglected, because now that she's gone, I can afford new clothes and to fix up the house and just relax. I changed that to AITA. It sounds like you view your daughter more as a burden and a reminder of her father than anything else. I know plenty about divorced dads that pulled the spoil their kids to get back at their ex-move, and those kids rarely end up actually close with that parent. However, you're ruining any chance of a future relationship with her because she is going to remember that when she begged for your help and that you didn't help her. Your ex sounds like an asshole, you sounds like an asshole, and it sounds like you raised someone who is an entitled asshole. Let her come back, but let her know things will be different. No more unnecessary expensive shit for her and cheap stuff for you. It should be fair if you are paying. You could both have brand new clothes each year if you stopped buying her unnecessary and unappreciated stuff. She wants the $30 shampoo and designer jeans. She babysits and buys them. Listen, Op. It sounds like you are burnt out because you have been doing the job of two parents for the last 16 years and you're finally getting your first break and you're really enjoying it. I don't think you are an asshole, but if you don't take your daughter back, you will be one. You're going to destroy your relationship with your daughter and there may not be coming back from that. Let her come back, sit her down, and let her know that things are going to change. No more insulting you, no more getting upset about not getting things she wants, and more helping around the house. Things cannot go back to how they were because you were miserable, but she is your kid, and don't you miss her? NTA, I'm gonna go against the grain here and say your kid sounds like an ungrateful brat who doesn't appreciate the sacrifices you make. so she can for instance get the pricier brand products she likes etc. When you could have invested in luxuries for yourself. Point I get why you'd want to splurge on yourself for once, given you didn't to make this kid happy and she didn't appreciate it. Kids can be ours too, and it seems like everyone is ignoring that. She won't die from a year of bachelor lifestyle, but she'll certainly learn to be more appreciative of her mom. Besides, it takes two to make a baby. Her ex should play dad for a bit. Unpopular opinion: she's 16, and 16 is old enough to understand that what she did was wrong. I don't think you should leave her there for a year, but maybe a couple of weeks to learn her lesson. She treated you disrespectfully and tossed your ex's cash in your face, and now she's going to try and take it all back after learning the life she left you for isn't so glamorous? NTA. NTA. Kids can be incredibly ungrateful and irrespectful, and they take everything for granted. They take far too much for granted. It's only a year. It's not Auschwitz. Let her stay. Imo, you deserve a little time to look out for you without being made to feel guilty or like a bad parent. And she will have a whole set of lessons that she will learn. Some tough, but all necessary. You are not abusing or harming your kid, and you cannot shield her from her own choices or the ugly realities of life. You are teaching her that she is responsible for her choices, and in the real world, she has to live with her choices. This will make her take pause going forward in life, and hopefully it will make her appreciate her mother more. Most importantly, this experience will make her think real hard before she gets played by another man. And that is positive Imo. Hang in there, mom. Good lord, why did you two have a kid? You both suck as parents. Esh. Edit. Wow, this really blew up. Thank you for the silver and dapper awards. If this isn't a troll, I really hope Op's daughter cuts both parents out of her life when she turns 18. Edit. Thank you for the gold. AITA for asking one of my bridesmaids to cut her hair. I, hopefully, will be getting married this October to my amazing fiancé. We've been together for 4 years, since we were 18. Over the past few weeks, my friends and I have done a weekly Zoom call to gossip and discuss details. I asked them all to send me their intended hair and makeup for the day, to which they all did, and I thought it was a reasonable request. All of them went for very similar, apart from Madeline. Madeline is the only one of the group who has hair past her chest, and due to the style, she wouldn't be able to do the same style as everyone else. I gently suggested that she cut her hair to be able to do the same style as everyone else. She asked if I was being serious, and I said yes, that I wasn't planning on asking, but that it seemed a simple thing to do. My friends were all pretty outraged over this minor thing, and now Madeline is saying she doesn't want to even be my bridesmaid. It's only hair. It grows back. AITA? Info. Is it not a bit early for all this anyway? Why did you need to check their makeup if they're doing their own? Did you expect her to pay for the haircut you suggested? If matching makeup or matching/complementary hairstyles is so important to you, hint, read the room. It shouldn't be you buy the matching lipstick or pay for their hair and makeup. You're very young, so I'm guessing your bridesmaids might be too. Weddings are expensive, and it's unreasonable to expect your wedding party to spring for extra costs, especially if they are young. You choose your wedding party to support you, not accessorize you. Yes, AITA, but you have plenty of time to apologize profusely to all of your bridesmaids and have a proper talk about why their presence is important to you. Not Op, but the hairstylist and makeup artist I hired asked for photos of each bridesmaid's hair and face respectively, so they could get a general idea of their hair length, hair texture, skin tone etc. in advance, so they could roughly plan how they would approach each bridesmaid with styling and makeup, like foundation shades. But this is because my bridesmaids are coming in from interstate and won't be there in time to have a trial or meet the makeup artists beforehand. And they also didn't ask for it a year in advance, but about 2 months out. AITA. You get to get married at your wedding. You get to dictate what clothes your party wears. That's it. You sure as hell don't get to tell people to make bodily alterations because you want to sign a paper with the person you are in a relationship with. Your insane entitlement is about to cost you a friend. Is being a Bridezilla worth it? Yup, AITA. I'm not gonna pile on with the Bridezilla accusations, but I will say that you need to take a step back and reevaluate your properties here. You definitely screwed up by making a very unreasonable request and then doubling down on it when asked if you were serious. But if this isn't part of a pattern of behavior from you, I don't think it's anything a genuine apology can't fix. AITA. You do not ask people to change their appearance to be in your wedding. Being in the wedding party is about supporting the couple, not being dolls for the couple to dress up. AITA. It's her hair. Just cause it's your wedding doesn't mean you get to decide that people need to change their looks for you. You shoulder read the room when everyone got outraged at you, but now you look like a Bridezilla. AITA. Asking people to modify their appearance to be in a wedding party is not a reasonable request. If you want everyone to have the same hairstyle, pick one everyone can do. Hijacking this comment to say that posts like these keep coming up. To all the brides and grooms out there, the people you select for your wedding party are most likely people you have known for a very long time. You know the color of their hair, the style of their hair, how many visible tattoos they have, their general appearance, etc. If you do not like any aspect of their appearance, do not try to get them to change for your special day. Simply do not ask them to be in your wedding party. AITA. Edit. Thanks/you/Irish Rocks for the gold. Much appreciated. There is something important people who are getting married have to get through their head. Nobody cares about your wedding as much as you do. Do you really think that the day after your wedding, your friend is going to look at herself in the mirror and think, "Welp, would you look at that? Wasn't it so nice to cut my hair for an event that lasted half a day and wasn't planned for me, just for a hairstyle I don't really like and will never do again?" People's hair, or lack of, is often an important part of their personality, persona, and sometimes makes them who they are. Your wedding is one day that you will remember forever, but your friends won't. They will be happy for you, but unless something crazy happens, it won't be changing anything in their life. And even if something crazy happens, it won't be worth cutting their hair for it. You can't expect people to significantly change their appearance for an event that doesn't mean as much to them as it does you. You might be the center of your day, but it's not enough for them to have to accept your demands. This might be your wedding, but for them, it's a day with a fancy party for a friend. Remember, this might be your day/night, but their lives continue after that. You will probably stay in your love bubble after that, but they won't. Their lives don't stop. Well, it was my way of telling you people don't care as much about your wedding as you think they do. AITA. But you can apologize. And before you say anything, I'm married, so I know how it feels. And honestly, it's just hair, it can grow back. Seriously? Is this how you tried to convince your friend? What did you expect? Your friend answering, "OMG, you're so right. Let's cut them hair." Thanks for watching. Take care and wash your hands.